and it didn't work. I was afraid she was going to be hypothermic coming out of class, like frostbitten feet. I do have a story about my folk because the first time we met, I was still a brown belt. I had been working out with Randy for a year, I think.
Lyle was a brown belt for 19 years. Not a joke.
And Randy goes, I got to class early and Mike was there, and Randy goes, "Hey, Mike, why don't you randori with with Lyle?" And he hadn't told him I'd done judo before. And so we started randoring and dropped him, got back up, dropped him again. He goes, "Hey, I'm supposed to be throwing you." I said, "Not in my world." So we had it at Cantrell we're in the front part of the building from 2008 to 2014. We moved to the back part of the building, and then the guy who used to own the building we were at on Olive Drive bought our building. And that was all sorts of bells and whistles going on because the guy's like the worst landlord in Davis. And I had an opportunity to move out, and so I actually talked to these guys at the gym we're at now for a little bit more. And so we moved it over there, so we've been kind of subletting space over at a gym over on 5th Street.
No, we can't.
And we've been doing that for a little over 2 years.
No, we can't.
Then Jessica very nicely took it over because I'm getting ready to leave the state.
Cool.
To go take
What state are you going to?
Confusion.
So now you gotta explain that, Randy.
It's
Most
a
of you
random
have seen our shirt, right?
Davis, confusion.
Which island? Lyle, which island?
Alone in the house. We can say alone in the house.
You can ask Randy. Randy, why did you go through that shirt?
Well,
Michael tried to take off.
well, yeah, well, the who's got it? So, in one of the cool books that I read, there was a little saying that, you know, your martial art has to be like a ox cart, and both wheels have to go together, or you go off the path. And so I asked my daughter to draw me an ox cart, and she drew a wheelchair, which I thought was really cool because I'm kind of well known for like being really super safe with my partners, which is why I teach everybody to be a good uke.
Yeah.
Right? And so we've got everybody goes, why is that? Why do you have a wheelchair? It's an ox cart. And then I don't know. I heard that from somebody. It was like probably some cool comedian somewhere. It says we all live in the state of confusion, and just about that time I had been just starting to go down to see Bob in Southern California and do all kinds of stuff, reading some cool books, and yeah, we're in the state of confusion. So that must be where Davis is too. Plus, we had a mayor, Julie Partansky. Anybody remember Julie Partansky?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she was the most odd mayor ever. She's the one that wanted to put lights in the Toad Tunnel. So the little froggies would know where they're going. She wanted to make sure that we didn't pave the alleyway because the potholes were historical. So we really did live. Davis was definitely in the state of confusion, and so I thought that was pretty apropos. So that's where.
The back, in the back.
The back. Oh, the back. The back says Wasmo, which you guys made up. What
Michael
something
did.
that
Michael made it up.
Okay, that would be something reasonable. But really, when I was in high school, the coffee shop used to have really good bands. Remember the coffee shop would have the really, really good groups. and they had a guy come in whose name was Wasmo Nariz. And he did. His nose stuck out like you would not believe. It was an amazing nose. So whenever anybody, yeah, you're right, it's Wasmo. Whenever anybody did something that really stuck out and was really cool, I'd say Wasmo. So, and then they thought, well, you saying all that, it must mean something. And so that became what we decided. And Teresa drew the dragon, right?
No,
Gina drew the dragon. You got it on the T-shirts for us.
Gina.
Gina got it.
Did something at some point.
When
Oh,
a Zen
somebody got
moment
me.
occurred.
Yeah.
Wasmo.
Yeah.
The later
It
definition.
really means something that sticks out. It's like, Wasmo.
Satori
anyway.
speed bump.
So, yeah, and so then after you, now we've got Jessica doing cool. Where's Jessica? Where'd she run off to?
She was sitting there.
Oh, okay. She's our sensei now.
Yeah.
And I'll say, we started thinking about this, what, 10 years ago, Jan? Like in year 45, let's get ready for the 50th. Yeah, Jan. So like, I'm really good at these things, right? Yeah, Jan, we'll get it going, we'll get it going, we'll get it going. And so 10 years later, Jessica got it done. There you go. So you get to give your
You have a speech,
yes,
Jessica.
yes.
Well,
Well, it's a deep subject.
no, I'm happy to do it. I started at the Davis Judokai 20 years ago. I think it's 20-year anniversary for Diane, myself, and Julie as well. Wow. I'm gonna go with yes, because she was my college roommate who met Michael and Keith, then started going, and where Julie went, I went, and so I went to the Davis Judokai 20 years ago, and yeah, worked out for a long time. Brief hiatus for school in LA, and move over to Sacramento with Seto-kan under Keith, and then Ron with Seto-kan in our home in Sacramento, and the word went out that Lyle needed someone to take over, and I was like, well, I can't do that. So I wish him luck. And then some number of months later, I was like, well, wait, maybe I can. And so talked to many people who would listen, and lots of them who wouldn't, and figured it out. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. As many of the sensei have said, my learning is a whole nother world compared to being a student. And so for that, our current Davis Judokai students have a debt of gratitude from me for showing up and giving me the chance to practice and try stuff and mess it up and
So
still come back.
I'd like to add something to your story. So
Please
you
do.
guys know something about her from somebody else's point of view. Come out here.
Yeah,
Oh.
the light
So-
drown you out.
As all of us, many of us here, we've all had lots of experiences for decades upon decades on the mat. And we know how hard it is as senseis to get students to come to class. So we're always struggling with that as senseis. Some people more than others, some people reconcile it, and others are constantly tormented by it, the lack of attendance of students. But anyway, I go to Santa Rosa, one of the dojos I work with, about 3 or 4 times a year. And all of a sudden one weekend, Jessica comes to the Santa Rosa event. Has never been there before that I'm aware of. Okay, good. So I didn't have that one. Who did you come with? It was Faye.
Right.
And Faye, if anybody knows her, Faye is the woman who came from the islands and got married and ended up in Kansas or something. Missouri. Same thing. Yeah. And then now they live in Novato. Anyway, she shows up with Faye. And so I said, well, hi. Gosh, great to see you here. What's going on? Oh, come to work out. Oh, cool. And I don't think it was right away, but eventually she said, I'm taking over Davis Judokai. And then it clicked. Not that I didn't think you would come to class normally. However, it's that thing that happens with people when they become senseis. There's a switch that throws. And so all of a sudden she's driving all the way to Santa Rosa or wherever she's going, and I'm sure she's doing other adventures. And so I just want you to know that that's one more thing to acknowledge about being a sensei. They're the ones who are always in class. You know, students always say, well, I can't make it, I can't make it, I can't make it. And they never say to us, well, how is it that you're always here? You know, you're just like me, you have a job, right? You're married, you get sick, your family gets sick, like the rest of us. How come you're always here? That's the way it is. So, congratulations for that, and I applaud you for coming that distance and showing her sincerity and her strength of character to take those steps to become the best sensei she can. Well done.
Thank you all for coming and for being here and for honoring things.
not yet.
And
We have to have the final word.
Yeah, it's not quite.
We just want to thank you. You know, I was making all these pictures on Thursday at Walmart, trying to get the pictures. If you didn't see them today, they'll be there tomorrow if you're working out. But I saw that tomorrow is the day that man landed on the moon and actually walked on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the day my grandmother died.
Oh,
And
dear.
we were just doing camp. My son was very tiny at the time. And I thought, my gosh, 50 years. You know, she was born in 1888. And she was 81 years old when she died. But it's 50 years. Look what has happened. Look how you have touched everyone that's here and beyond. Just think of the web work that all of you have put out there and made so real to all of our whole world. We have had 6 exchange students over the years. I think the one thing that made it really stand out was when the German boy turned to the boy from Taiwan and said, I didn't realize Chinese could laugh. And the Chinese boy said to the German, I didn't realize Germans could laugh. And that, to me, was made all those years worth every penny. We still keep in touch with them, and they are, it just is wonderful. So you have done that through all of your teaching, your senseis, your students, whatever, no matter what field you went into, and that is so important. So you need to, I always tell my kids in kindergarten, touch, pat your heart. So pat your heart. You have done so much.
Thank you.
Well said, Jan.
Yay.
Professor Okazaki stressed in his Danzanru esoteric principles, he stressed that the family is the beginning and the ending of all things that happen in society. This family that we have developed through Danzanru and the associations that we've all made have all made changes that will reverberate through time. We don't stop and think about it until we have a chance to look back at the things that have happened in the last 55 years of Davis Judokai. We've only heard a small smattering of the changes that we've made with people and the families that they've touched and the people that have changed what they do. Their whole lives have changed because of what you as sensei and the people attending have been able to offer to these people that have taken that legacy through time. 55 years is just a blink. Just a blink. Professor Okazaki studied 22 years. And that's it. We've been at it for how long? Think about it.
Decades.
Decades, yeah. Thank you all for coming and making this event so special.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
I hear there's classes tomorrow, is that true?
Yeah, there's some classes.
Okay.
also at the dojo in the afternoon for massage. You're all welcome to come.
So seriously, if any of you here can't get on the mat, you can always come get a massage. Or you can sit in the side and tell everybody how it really should be done.
We thought about that.
We hope you'll come tomorrow and support the dojo.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Lyle provided a lovely cake that